coming into the season, everyone thought that Spencer Rattler was the Heisman favorite. You know, he was going to run away with the trophy. And he's played good, not great. But I think the best player on the field tomorrow is going to be Texas's running back, Bijan Robinson. I mean, he's just an outstanding talent, not only at the running back position, but Sarkisian will also, you know, put him in the slot, use him as a receiver. I mean, the young man is averaging 8 yards per touch. That includes rushes and receptions. That's putting him up in that stratosphere with Reggie Bush, who averaged 8.5 the year he won the Heisman. So when Texas has the ball, man, on offense, make sure you watch Bijan Robinson. He's an extraordinary talent. He'll be the best player on the field. I believe that a lot of scouts will come to the Cotton Bowl tomorrow afternoon to put their eyes on Bijan Robinson. He's going to be a big key. I mean, if Texas is going to win this game, Sark's going to have to move this guy around and make sure he gets a lot of touches against this Sooners defense.
There's a big game coming up. Penn State, Iowa playing in a big-time matchup. Iowa's defense obviously creating turnovers, havoc. Penn State doesn't get out to great leads early. But what do you see in this game? And does one of these teams have a chance to represent the Big Ten in the CFP?
I tell you what, man, listen. So we all talk about Georgia's defense, and rightfully so, because they're an incredible group. I mean, you know, started off with Clemson, and they've been dominating ever since. But this Iowa defense, they're dominating from a different standpoint because it's takeaways. And anyone who's ever played football, you understand that the two ways to beat yourself, any head coach will tell you this, is being heavily penalized or turning the ball over. And because Iowa, they're creating so many takeaways, they're really putting offenses in bad positions. I mean, you're looking at what they do for their offense, too. They're always operating with a short field. They're operating with a lead. And the fact that mentally what you do is now you put that in the heads of not only the players, but I was watching James Franklin do a press conference, and that's pretty much how he opened the press conference, talking about Iowa's defense and their takeaways, leading the FBS in takeaways with 16 right now. So now as a quarterback, you know, Sean Clifford, guess what he's thinking about? I can't turn the ball over. So they're already in your head. It's like, okay, I have to execute a 12 or 14 play drive, but in the back of my mind, the one thing I don't want to do is turn the ball over. So watching Sean Clifford, that Penn State offense, try to execute against the Iowa defense is going to be the matchup to keep your eye on tomorrow.
Des, is Michigan real this year?
Man, is that, you know, I wish I had a monitor right here, because that's the thing. I can't really see body language and facial expressions. I mean, that seemed to be a very, very aggressive question, Keyshawn. I mean, as if I'm coaching or something, bruh. I watch it like you watch it. I mean, why so much aggression? You see, like you woke up and you chose anger. So I need a monitor.
No. That wasn't me. That's the production crew.
I'm just letting y'all know I'm not doing this anymore unless I have a monitor, because I can't read facial expressions, body language. But in my ear, that sounded hyper-aggressive, sir. I'm just saying. Why the anger?
No, man, that was the production. The production people had the earpiece up too loud, I guess. Or the mic, better yet.
Oh, is that what that is? Okay, all right. But listen, moving forward, I need a damn monitor, because I need to see Key's expression. Now, if they real or not, we're about to find out. You're about to get into the tougher part of your schedule. You know, as we all know, you know, a lot of teams, they open up with manageable games, but now you're starting to play either better teams, formidable opponents in your conference, and you get to really see how good these teams are. I think they're going to have a tough matchup tomorrow on the road in Lincoln, Nebraska against the Cornhuskers. They've been playing much better lately. Obviously, they started off the season with a very embarrassing loss against Illinois, but since then, I think they're starting to find their groove. So it's going to be a really good challenge for a Michigan team that went on the road, beat Wisconsin up in Camp Randall, but now they got to go on the road again and take on a Nebraska team that I believe is up and coming and starting to find their mojo. So I'm looking forward to this challenge. It's going to be a great game.
I'm gonna try a softer approach this time. Outside of Penn State and Iowa, is Michigan the best next option in the Big Ten?
Well, I don't know. Did you guys, like, relegate Keyshawn to all the Michigan questions when I'm on air? Because that's all I
Man,
have to
stop
give from
dancing.
Keyshawn.
You a Michigan man.
We don't even have to talk about the Michigan, but he's always going. I put it to you like this, Keyshawn, guys. The way I look at the Big Ten at this point are a bunch of teams hovering around the same space. I think they're all pretty equal. You know, Ohio State, obviously, they had the early season loss against Oregon. They seem to be coming back, but, you know, they played Rutgers and stuff like that. You look at Penn State, they had a big win against Auburn at home. We don't know how good Auburn is. I think these teams are all on the same level is what I'm trying to say. There are no dominant teams, and each team could beat the other team. I said coming to the season, watch out for Mel Tucker and Michigan State. And they've been representing too. So you got Michigan State, Penn State, Iowa, Ohio State, Michigan, all of those teams to me hovering in that same space. And I can see all these teams beating each other. I don't think there's one dominant team. So as this starts to play out, we're going to see which team starts to separate itself from the pack. But the way I see it now, all of them are pretty much really hovering in the same space.
Is Michigan? No, I'm just kidding.
I'll tell you what.
Damn it, I'm getting out of here.
Get that earpiece back in. Because, you know, if you want, I'll ask you about a conference people actually care about, which is the SEC and what's going on. Ed Orgeron and LSU struggling again this year. What's happening there?
This is what I want to do. I'm going to have to reach out to one of my researchers, and I want to see what's Coach O's record. What's his record in Baton Rouge when you take away that national championship season, that 2019 season? Because we all understand that all the stars aligned perfectly for him and for his staff that year and for that fan base. I mean, it couldn't have been better. A better situation for LSU. So I wonder if you kind of remove that from the equation, what are we looking at with his tenure as a head coach at LSU? And, you know, he's going to have a rough game tomorrow.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.